Good morning, happy Thursday, everyone. Not really much else to say before I get things started. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Okay, so my low is, I do a good job posting things in terms of like saying them in my videos, but I've been being so lazy lately in terms of posting all the photos I take on social media. Like, full stop, I took like almost 40 different photos all throughout this past weekend, all of which were from Cabin Fever and the winter disco that took place at Illegal Tap House last weekend, and I only just posted them today. Ugh. That's how crazy life has been, you know? But for real though, I got it done. Yeah, I said this the other day, but I legitimately went into this week feeling recharged. And that's what, yeah, it seems silly that, going from place to place, sampling different variations of alcohol one night and going to a disco party the next night, is a way of feeling recharged afterwards. But listen, I'm just like everybody else. I've literally had about all I could stand of this quote unquote cold stuff. I want to be out. I want to do things. And granted, the weather has been getting better. In fact, it's been pretty solid the last couple. The mornings have been cold for sure. But, afternoon, early evening, you would almost believe it was spring out. That's how effective it's been. According to what we heard, Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog, saw a shadow. So listen, Groundhog Day and the first day of spring are always 6 weeks away from each other. Like, literally, look it up. Look at any calendar. February 2nd and March 21st, that's literally 6 weeks. Like, what they really need to say is, we get 6 more weeks of cold weather versus 6 more weeks of warm weather. That's what they should be saying. Whatever. Speaking of cold, it was Spice Girls night at The Masked Singer. I'll get to that in a second. What's my high? Actually, my high was what I just said a second ago. Like, I feel really good. Like, it feels good to be honest with yourself, Like, you say what you felt on the inside, and now you feel better about it. So, yeah, push on forward and get into the weekend, fellas. And now we get to my act of kindness, which was, let's see, I held the door for some people. I also called my mom last night and thanked her for a very special favor she did for me. And a really special favor. Yeah. So, okay, so I grew up in the 90s, so there were group bands everywhere. The Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, the Spice Girls, TLC, 3LW, 98 Degrees. The list goes on. And here's what's funny. Except for Wannabe, I literally have no experience listening to the Spice Girls. Just about anyone who's ever heard the name Spice Girls then you know exactly what song will pop into your head. I mean, to that song's credit, it's very, very catchy. Especially when you're able to hear the lyrics. Remember, because like sometimes you hear lyrics and you just can't really make out what they're saying until you actually got to look it up, like what they are. I also know that Sporty Spice is married to David Beckham, so that's a thing. But no, last night, man, I know we're only 7 episodes in, but it's amazing just how fast we've gotten through this. Like, when the season started, every episode had like 5 contestants on it. Now it's down to 4 each. That's crazy. One by one, it's just, getting to the end of who's going to win the Golden Mask Trophy. But with that said, Crane started off with the Say You'll Be There by the Spice Girls. Pugcasso did Too Much, also by the Spice Girls. And Snow Cone did Wannabe, again by the Spice Girls. The opening intro of the episode was Rita Ora and Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg saying Spice Up Your Life by the Spice Girls. And this was actually really great. Let me just look at one thing real fast. Okay, so the Battle Royale, quote unquote, was a couple weeks ago when they did Twilight Night, it was a Vampire Royale. Last night was the Spice Royale between the Crane and the Snow Cone. And they both did Stop by the Spice Girls. I mean, at least this had a theme that you could follow. For real. Like, 2 weeks ago, I'm looking at last week's notes too. I'm like, seriously, it's Twilight Night and not one. Well, technically, Goldfish already did Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, but you could have done it 2 weeks ago too. Is it really a thing like you can't have more than one person do the same song on a show? Well, if it was during the same season, yeah, I would get that, but like, this is several seasons apart. Like, you really couldn't do that? I don't know. You handle stuff. So, Snow Cone wound up being eliminated, and it was Heidi Montag, dude. I mean, actually, I really don't know. She was in the Hills. Wait, who am I thinking of? Oh, wait, I just got a serious flashback. So, okay. I remember when the Hills became, popular. And it was around that time where, it was at a time where people were talking about reality TV. Again, this is like the late 2000s. And how people were being like, oh, reality TV is always going to rot your brain, like that stuff, right? And whenever that subject ever came up, The Hills was always mentioned. So, needless to say, I myself have never watched The Hills. In fact, my only legitimate exposure to The Hills outside of, seeing Heidi Montag last night was that one episode of Family Guy years ago in which Laura Conrad was a guest star, voicing herself. I remember that episode being okay. I mean, I remember it being hyped up to no end. Like, I remember, like, how, like, Laura Conrad was doing interviews about, doing her voice work for it. They pretty much gave the plot of the episode away. You know, Brian's done dating not very smart girls, so, you know, he finds Lauren Conrad and he's like, okay, I'll date her. And turns out Lauren Conrad is very smart. Like, smarter than Brian. And like, dude, she's someone that you, okay, this has always been my thing. I really want, like, and I need to know people's thoughts on this. Because, you know, I grew up in, like, you know, the 90s, and I was aware of, like, how, you know, the men has to be smarter than the woman. The man has to make more in the household than, you know, the woman does. Like, dude, why do you think that way? Why? Like, if you make money, she makes money, you're both making money to save for yourself, to buy nice things, why would you complain about that? Seriously, that was a really... I remember American Dad did something like that too. I'm like, why would anyone care about that? Like, seriously. Like, if I wind up getting married to someone who makes more money than me, I'm not going to care. Because it's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm working, I'm making money to support. You know, who cares? And the same thing if, like, she was, you know what, honestly, I hope I date someone who's smarter than me. I really do. Like, because listen, ladies, I'm sure the ladies watching this already know, men are dumb. We are really dumb. The fact that I'm saying men are dumb might just be the smartest thing I say this entire day. And even that's dumb. Just because it's dumb that I have that little self-respect that I would say men are dumb. You understand? Like, I don't know. Funny enough, though, there was one kid I knew from Trinity College who did watch The Hills. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about earlier. And, like, that show apparently did have an effect on some people's minds because, like, some people actually did feel sick watching it that I knew. I don't know. I mean, again, I've watched some reality TV shows are fine. I mean, I liked watching Chopped if it's ever on. Tournament of Champions is coming up too. Oh, I'm excited for that. Tournament of Champions is gonna be awesome, dude. I can't wait to watch that show. That's really about it. So, yeah. Back to The Masked Singer. Yeah, last night's episode was great. I mean, I'm glad that for once I mean, could I have probably looked up what other Spice Girls songs there are? Sure. But come on. Again, I was a little boy growing up in the 90s. I want to, you know, no boy in the 90s wanted to listen to the Spice Girls or Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears. In fact, full stop, there were birthday parties I would go to, and I was a part of, that they would get like a Britney Spears CD or a Christina Aguilera CD as a gag gift. A gag gift. Do you understand what that means? It's crazy. No, but for real. Again, it was kind of nice for everybody on that show to relive some of the 90s nostalgia. I mean, the Spice Girls were who they are for a reason, though. They were great back in the day. I mean, I'm sure they still are. I mean, I think they probably, I mean, again, as far as I know, Sporty Spice married David Beckham. And the sporty one married the athlete. Who knew? So, actually, what's next week's episode going to be? And next week's... Oh, darn it. I accidentally closed out of it. Oh, dude. No way. Next week is going to be Ozfest night. Oh, that's going to be so good. Okay, so Ozfest is next Wednesday, and Care Bears Night is going to be the week after. Huh. Don't really know how you're going to get songs from the Care Bears. Alright, but, yeah. Should be exciting. Hope you like this video. If you like this, our YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I'm going to help make this video for everybody else watching the show. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Remember, if you guys want to talk to you, you can always back, take care, and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.